Maybe I would start with a simple question. Why are we here? I mean, this seems like a very simple question, but what brings us here is not a race, ethnicity, or something like that, but the crime that's happening today against the Uyghur Muslims who are living in China. And what did Uyghurs do? And basically the only thing that's kind of like a crime is their religion. They're Muslims. And when we think back at history and we look at, like, I don't know, Nazi Germany, some people think that, well, in that situation I would speak up, I would say something against this genocide of this ethnic cleansing of Jews, and we say never again. But it seems that it's happening again, and it's happening in the 21st century, and no one cares about this. Like, no UN resolution has been passed, European Union doesn't say much, Muslim countries are silent as well. And what's wrong? Like, what did Uyghurs do wrong? And this is not new. This has been happening for over 100 years. And so we are here in front of the Chinese embassy to speak up and say that we don't agree with what they're doing to the Uyghurs. And what's actually the problem in East Turkestan? Well, the problem is the systematic ethnic cleansing. And this is not something that's made up. There has been numerous reports of people who escaped these camps. Right now there's maybe 1 million people who are reported to be in these re-education camps. And what's going on in these camps? Like, why is this such a big deal? Well, for example, women are forcibly sterilized. So they come to them and they claim they have a vaccine. They give them the vaccine, and in a couple of weeks women don't have their monthly cycles, therefore they can't have babies. So kind of systematically China is getting rid of the Uyghur population. Also, they have to learn the Communist Manifesto. They are forced to drink alcohol and eat pork in these re-education camps. And as Muslims, we know alcohol and pork are not allowed. Also, they urinate on Uyghurs, and when you go to pray as a Muslim, you have to do ablution or clean yourself, and they have to do this with their urine of Chinese soldiers. So another human rights violation. The guards at the doors of these re-education camps are deaf, so that means they don't hear. So they can't even complain to them because they don't have ears, not ears, but they can't hear them. So that's another level of suffering. Children are separated from parents. There's many people who have disappeared. Men are forced into forced labor, and many of them work for suppliers of one of the biggest clothing brands in the West, such as Zara or some other things, which we can find their products right here in Prague on the Wenceslas Square. And we don't even know they're made by Uyghurs. Organs are being harvested, and all this is going on. And no one actually knows how many people are in these camps. So it can be anywhere from 300,000 people to maybe 3 million people. There are satellite images and stories of people who have escaped, and these people are afraid because they have family members in East Turkestan, and when they speak up, the Chinese government will simply basically try to threaten their family members who still live in China. So it's a very difficult situation, and it's clear injustice. I mean, this shouldn't be something like I would say revolutionary. Like, this is something everybody should agree that is injustice, whether they are Muslim, they are not Muslim, whether they live in China or they live in the US. And we want to stand for justice. And it seems like an impossible task right now because it's just a couple of us here, and the Chinese government is huge, and it kind of has everybody depends on China when it comes to the economy and the trade and everything else. However, as Muslims, we believe that there will be a day with the ultimate justice, and that day is coming. Until then, we can struggle, and there is a prophetic saying by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that a Muslim is to a Muslim like a body. If a part of the body feels the pain, we all feel the pain. And so the world is silent. The Olympic Games are coming, so maybe this will change and people will start to care about this issue. However, it's not likely. There's UN Declaration of Human Rights, and China actually signed it in 1945 as one of the first countries. However, it's not being upheld to the values of the human rights. So we want to show the Chinese embassy and their government that we stand by the Uyghurs, and there's many things we can do, even though we don't have much power. We can stop buying the clothes made by the Uyghurs. We can look up the brands who work with the suppliers who use the Uyghur Muslims to sew the clothes we wear, and these brands are everywhere around us. We can tell our family and friends about this. Many people don't even know that this is happening, and we have, in the age of social media, this issue is being censored. If you go on YouTube and you try to speak up about this, these videos are not kind of like recommended. So try to tell as much people as you can about this so that people know that this is happening. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. There will be 2 more speakers, so hopefully we'll get a chance to send a message to the Chinese government, but thank you.
Hello for the protesters here, and hello for our guardians today. Even security, we have such a prevailing security today. Imagine your life being under threat. Imagine yourself, you're afraid to say that you have this or another religion. Just imagine that you are afraid to say that you are from Czech Republic. Imagine that you have different religion. It doesn't matter, Islam, Christianity, maybe you're Buddhist, maybe you're atheist. But if you're different, if you're a minority, you will not be accepted. You will be mistreated. You will be raped, killed, deprived of your houses, deprived of your family members, deprived of everything, just because you're different from majority. 12 million people only in China. In the Czech Republic, in comparison, here is about a little more than 10 million people living in the Czech Republic. Imagine 12 million people nation just in China. Imagine you are afraid to wake up, to go to the work. Imagine if you will just hide this, that you are different. Imagine it. Still you will be treated badly, because unfortunately you were born differently. Imagine you were lucky enough to escape from the country, but your relatives, your family are there. I was talking with several Uyghurs who are living here or who escaped from China, who are about 500,000 Uyghurs are living in Kazakhstan, about, I don't know, 100,000 Uyghurs are living in Kyrgyzstan, about 4,000 Uyghurs are living in Russia. This is the majority Uyghurs outside of China, less than 1 million. I was talking with some representatives and I was saying, do you want to speak up for yourself? Do you want to talk? Who are you? And they said no. They were afraid to protect themselves. They were afraid to speak up for themselves. Not because of themselves, because of the family members who are there. Grannies, grandpas, aunts, uncles, nephews, nieces, granddaughters, grandchildren, maybe fathers, mothers, maybe parents. And all of them, they're under threat. I was writing an interview and a couple of people asked not to mention even their names. I was talking here with Uyghurs in the Czech Republic who are living, who are making business, who are trying to integrate here in the Czech Republic. I was asking them, do you want to have a single picket? Do you want to speak up about yourself? You're here, you're under protection, you are secure in the Czech Republic. No. None of them came out. Imagine you're in the situation when you are not able to say, who are you? Imagine that no one is able to protect you. Imagine you cannot yourself stand up yourself, for your family. That's why we are here. This is organized by the Slovak origin person, this protest, for us to get self-aware of the situation, what is happening there. We are human beings and we should support each other. And no, I'm not trying to blame Chinese people or population of China. This is not their fault. This is fault of some particular people, some particular institution, some sadists who enjoy it. No, not all people like this. Let's be different. Let's be human. Let's share this idea of humanity with other people. Let's support each other. Let's not alone. Us, our species, we're humans. Let's not our friends, our brothers and sisters live in such situation. If you can at least share this message, it will be enough, more than enough. We are those who are supporting each other. Thank you.
I will start by the beginning, fighting without mercy. Those were the words of the Chinese president in 2014. And what happened so far? So far, at least 1 million of Uyghurs have been detained in camps. And the ones who didn't have been detained in camps are just slaves for many famous brands like Zara or Nike and many other brands actually. Forced sterilization, rapes for women, even men, deportation, brainwashing, electrocution, all this is a part of the daily life of Uyghur people today. And I think all of you are wondering, why are they living this? What did they do? What did they commit to deserve all this? Well, nothing, or maybe yes, one thing. The problem is that they are Muslim, because today the problem for Chinese government is Muslim. But not only Muslims, actually all minorities, Christians, Jews. So this is the reason why we are here today, to defend the minorities. Today we are talking about Muslims, but if we do not stop this genocide, tomorrow it's gonna be Christians or even Jews, as it has been in the past. Actually, I am saying this in the 21st century, and I'm shocked to say this, because history showed us that many things happened, and human rights are here to change this. But we are living today and nothing happened. Because yes, 7 years later, and only 8 countries are recognizing that there is genocide in China against Uyghur people. And just last Thursday, France recognized this. But after what? After 4 years of struggle, 4 years of rising awareness of what is happening in China. So today we are here to raise awareness as well, even though we are not maybe enough today. But our government is still blind of what is happening. Our government is ignoring the genocide, the human rights crimes actually. And my question is, what human rights mean without being brave? And actually, what is being brave? Being brave is to not remain silent when millions of people are detained in camps and millions of people are becoming slaves for famous brands. Being brave is being strong with strong people, and not only being strong against weak people. And yes, China today is strong, and this is the reason why a lot of countries, and today Czech Republic is not speaking about Uyghur people. Finally, being brave is to ban products that are using Uyghur people as slaves. So yes, now we know what human rights mean. And we know the definition of human rights. We defend human rights. but we should also be brave to carry out and to carry the human rights against strong people. So, thank you.
Maybe I'll say one last thing. So thank you everybody for joining. Now is a good time to speak on this issue because of the Olympic Games. The Uyghur issue will become one of the issues that the countries will have to be answered for. So yeah, try to talk about this as much as you can with your friends and family, and try to be specific, because many people have this idea that this is something made up or it's not as severe as it is, but you can go into detail and tell them exactly what's going on in these camps based on the reports of people who escaped. And I think this can wake a lot of people up, as it woke us up, because I was horrified when I learned about all the detailed torture tactics that the Chinese government uses. And so yeah, all we can do is to speak up and really make effort not to support the brands that are using these Uyghurs to sew their t-shirts or whatever they're doing with them. So thank you so much for being here. Jazakallah khair, and thank you.